What's up, everybody? This is Daniel Mathematics here with another example to explore. And today, guys, I want to go over example 2 of how to solve problems that deal with simple interest, okay? Simple interest. Now, what is simple interest, guys? Real quick, I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say that I had $100, right? And I wanted to invest that $100 into a high yield savings account, right? So I put the money into the savings account, and that particular bank has promised me a interest rate of 4%, right? 4% of 100 is $4, right? So simple interest, that's when that interest rate is added to the account annually, right? Once per year. So every year, guys, if I don't do anything else with that account, right? If I just leave $100 in there, each year the account is gonna grow by $4 because 4% of 100 is $4, okay? So after year 1, it will be $104. After year 2, it will be $108. After year 3, it will be $112, and so forth and so on, right? That is a basic example of simple interest, okay? And with that said, guys, you know that the simple interest equals P. P is the principal, which is the start amount, times R, which is the interest rate, right? And you know we have to convert the interest rate, that's a percentage, into a decimal, and then T represents time in years, right? The reason why time is only represented in years, because simple interest only happens one time a year, right? Annually, that's what annually means, right? It only hits the account or affects the account once per year, okay? So that is simple interest. So let's just go ahead and solve this problem real quick. It says, how much interest is earned in 13 years on $10,000 invested at an interest rate of 4.5% annually, right? You remember annually means once per year, right? The second question is asking, what will be the projected imbalance after 13 years, okay? So what we're gonna do is, guys, we're gonna answer question 1. We're gonna find out how much interest has accumulated on top of the principal in the last 13 years, right? And then also, guys, we're gonna calculate what will be the imbalance after 13 years, okay? So let's go ahead and do that, guys. Let's go ahead and start off with P, okay? Remember, guys, P represents the principal or the start amount, okay? And in this case, guys, the start amount is $10,000, okay? So let's go ahead and put that. So once again, I'm gonna put start amount, okay? And once again, guys, the principal equals $10,000. Okay, cool. Now, R represents the interest rate, right? R is the interest rate that hits the account annually, okay? R is the interest rate that affects and grows the account annually, okay? So I'm gonna put interest rate. Okay, and in this case, guys, the interest rate is 4.5%. 4.5%. And then, guys, 4.5% as a decimal because we have to convert the percentage into a decimal, right? 4.5% equals 0.045, right? This right here is what it equals, okay? All I have to do is move the decimal 2 times to the left, and it will be 0.045, okay? And then lastly, guys, is the time. Remember, time is only represented in years because simple interest only occurs annually, right? Once per year. So we only can represent time in years, and the amount of years is 13. So cool, guys, you're actually almost done. All we have to do, guys, is just plug in these 3 values in this particular formula. The interest rate, the simple interest, I keep on saying interest rate, my bad, guys. Simple interest equals the principal, which is the start amount, times R, the interest rate, times T, which is the time in years, right? That's all we have to do, guys, in order for us to find out the simple interest that has accumulated over the last 13 years within this investment, okay? So let's go ahead and do that, guys. So once again, I, and let me also put that under I, guys. Remember, I is the simple interest. that has been accumulated or added, right, over time. Okay, so I'm just going to put simple interest accumulated, right? That is just the money or the value that has added to the account over time due to the start amount and the interest rate that hits the start amount annually, okay? So I just want us to understand that, okay? Now, we're going to put equals. Once again, we have P, which is the principal, times R, which is the interest rate that hits the account or the investment, and then T that represents time in years, okay? That's it, guys. So now let's go ahead and plug it in, guys. Okay, let's plug in these values. Okay, P equals $10,000. Okay, R is the interest rate, which is 4.5%, but I have to represent it as a decimal. So that is 0.045. Okay, and then times T, which is 13 years. Okay, so all we have to do, guys, just get a calculator and just multiply those three numbers together. So I'm going to do 10,000 times 0.045 times 13. Okay, so over the next 13 years, this particular investment is going to accumulate or gain $5,850 in value, okay? The account or the investment is going to increase by $5,850 in value, right? So that's how much interest, right, or money that has accumulated, okay, over the last 13 years or over the span of 13 years, right? Or gain, right? All right, so that is the answer to the first question, guys. They want us to know how much interest is earned. So on $10,000, an extra $5,850 is earned off that initial principal of $10,000, okay? Now, what we're gonna do is, guys, we're gonna answer the last question, and the last question is asking, okay, we started off with $10,000. In the next 13 years, my account is gonna grow another $5,850 or accumulate another $5,850, then what will be my end balance? Okay, so here's how we calculate the end balance, guys. I'm gonna put it right here. So end balance right, and I'm gonna put this around it so we won't mess it up. So end balance, guys, is just the principal plus the simple interest that has added over time. Equal, that's it. So once again, guys, the principal, remember we started off with $10,000 plus, okay, the simple interest that has added to the $10,000 is $5,850. And that would equal, guys, or that would have an imbalance of $15,850. That would be the end balance. This right here would be the end balance right there. $15,850, okay? So once again, guys, remember we started off with $10,000, right? It got hit with a 4.5 interest rate over a span of 13 years, and over that span, that account will accumulate $5,850, and then the end balance is this plus the start balance, which was $10,000, and now my end balance is $15,850. Okay? So once again, guys, that is a great example of how to solve problems that deal with simple interest. Thank you so much, guys, for the opportunity. I will talk to you next time.